Growing up in a farming community and having family members at that farm really got me connected to the farming community. It's a group of people that take pride in what they do and have a real sense of community that I can relate to.
What makes us unique at Grimble B. Coleman is that we have a dedicated team of folks that work with the ag industry. We have people that have personal backgrounds that came from a farming background and have spent time with clients and really learn the industry and learn the challenges that our clients face. Business advisory is us going beyond the traditional compliance work and looking for those projects where we can really partner with our clients and give them some additional insight.
It's important to have a relationship with your clients because if you don't have that relationship, you tend to stay on the surface. You tend to stay transactional. By having a relationship, you get to know your clients and your client's business is a lot better. You understand the challenges that they're trying to overcome, and by having that additional relationship with them, you're able to solve some of those problems that you might not get to if you only had that surface level relationship.
One of the things I tracked is market adoption and really looking at commodity row crops, for example, and the technology penetration in commodity row crops in the Midwest versus here in California with permanent crops. And we tend to lag. And one of the things that is always a question mark to me is, do we have the elements of an ecosystem in place to be able to kind of unlock more of that market adoption like we see in some of the other regions? So I think this question I'm going to direct to Tom, Iftach, and John. If each of you might have just a comment or two on what you think is missing from our ecosystem. And it could be connectivity, it could be grower support structures, market awareness, whatever that case might be. What do you think we need to see to kind of unlock more of that market adoption? And maybe John, we ended on you, so I'll start with you this time.
So yeah, I think there's a couple things. One of the challenges that we face at Ceres, and I'd be curious if the other folks face this as well, is sometimes a misalignment between the economic buyer and the user of the technology. Sometimes we see really strong buy-in and insights from the buyer, but the users may be less trained and less able to work with some of the insights that we're providing in the first place. So a great example of that is irrigation consultants. Many growers of ours don't have or don't pay for or don't rely on more sophisticated irrigation consultants, especially that medium and smaller grower, that would really take this data and act on it in a meaningful way. And that's a product challenge for us because we're more focused on how to make the product usable as opposed to maybe more sophisticated. But I think what we see is when operations have a real expert on staff for irrigation management, then it can plug in really nicely to our technology. If they don't, which many do not, it's a little more difficult and the use cases are a little more simple.
Interesting. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, just to kind of connect with John's really good point there. I was thinking about the workforce and how I think I think we have the right ingredients in our curriculum for computer science, mechanical engineering, this sort of thing, but we sort of have a generation of students that we need to sort of move out of the fossil fuel era and stop thinking about designing cars and maybe start thinking about wanting to pilot a drone and figure out what those images look like. We can do it, so the new ecosystem of jobs will be sensors, how to make them, where to put them, how to keep them going, how to run the robotics and drones and interpret the imagery, machine learning algorithms, statistical analysis, spatial statistics. So there's a lot of career pathways and trying to figure them out. 2-year level of learning, 4-year level of learning, master's level of learning, a whole lot of stuff. So we kind of have to, I think, optimize the knowledge supply chain and figure out how to get the troops out there to help manage things and get the data into information.
Great. And Ishtak, what do you think?
Yeah, first of all, I agree with both John and Tom. I also think that solid ROI to the growers, it's something that is missing. It's very hard in agriculture to prove that what you've done, it's really what's effect on the bottom line. And I think that to build the benchmarks and to set KPIs that are saying that you are the one that affect on that is something critical. We as a company, I must say, it's a top thing for us to try to eliminate all the other components that happen in the field and find very easy to measure metrics to show why they need to invest in technology. Because in the technology in farming, it's something that from a long time we have in the field, but software technology is something that is much newer, it's much harder to the growers to adjust, and it needs to be bulletproof in order to I believe, to be like to be on the hyper growth that I know that should be in the agriculture area.